is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I am coming back at you from the TA in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Yesterday I delivered my load in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Had a chance to stay at the world's largest quick trip out there. I was able to stock up on a little bit of non-truck stop type food while I was there. And while I was sitting there waiting for a load, the next load came across and I couldn't have been more happier. I love these loads. You know, whenever I get up in this Michigan area, it almost seems like without a doubt I'm going to get a load, headed out to like Wisconsin, Minnesota, somewhere like that, then I'm going to bounce back. So I got a load. Well, first of all, I dropped off that load at 3 a.m. Got to the truck stop after getting a washout about 6:30. Got that load coming in. My hours were pretty low because it was a load that I had to drive right in, take a little bit of a split, deliver it. So anyway, I got a load. It said it was going to pick up the next day between midnight and 8 p.m. So first thing I'm thinking about is good. I get to get some relaxation in. So got to go to sleep without setting no alarms, anything like that. The run is only like 360 miles. So whether I picked it up at the drop dead time or what, you know, it's only going to be about 5-6 hours worth of driving. So good to go with that. Went to sleep, didn't set no alarm, woke up about 6. And I said, you know what? The last time I went to this, because I picked up at, let me see where I picked up. I picked up at, damn, I don't know why this is taking so long. I picked up at Cargill in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Last time I was out there, I was dealing with rush hour traffic, and then they had like construction going on down there, and I was just like not looking forward to going down there and picking up this load. But I got down there early. I said, you know, if I'm gonna deal with this, let me just deal with it early in the morning. I got everything I need. If the load's not ready, I could sit in the cut, wait for it to come. Got down there, the load was ready, so boom, picked up the load, got out of there, came as far as I could before getting to my delivery, which is about 33 miles away.
Drive to road behind
which is kind of a
reroute from current location.
Which is kind of you know, kind of a drag, because Michigan's one of those states that has a lot of nice little off-brand truck stops, whether it's Shells or Marathons or, you know, even more off-brand than that. But I wanted to get as close as I could, so here I am. So hopefully this load delivers at 0700 in the morning, so I'll be able to sleep relatively late in terms of refrigerated freight. Woo! Just took a shower a little while ago. Them knuckles ashy again. But I'll be able to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. Go deliver at Kroger in Romulus, Michigan. Looks like I'll be there a day ahead of Myra, who's going to be delivering there the next day. And I'm trying to think, the last time I came out here, I did came out to Michigan, headed out to like Wisconsin, came back out here, and then I ended up in Minnesota. So, or no, I didn't. I ended up in Illinois. Then I ended up in Minnesota. So if I could stay on this like little path up here in this area, I love these loads right here. These ones just kind of bounce around, you know, 250, 350 miles. Love them up here. Beautiful ride. I did hit a little bit of sleep, but nothing serious. And I'm just wondering, when is this winter gonna end? Damn. I know that my wife said that it was snowing out there in Colorado, so And I did notice that they had some chain laws in effect out there. So this winter is just dragging on. Trying to think if there's anything else. You know, what I do want to mention, you know, just because it's the top of my mind, you know, I look at Facebook a lot. I really don't participate all that much in it, just because it's rare that somebody's on Facebook talking about how good it is in some of these little groups or whatever. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that was spoke about in my previous 2 industries, whether it would be, you know, mortgage banking, just banking, or car sales, where, you know, the whole thing was, you know, you are the 5 people, you know, 5 people is just a relative term, but you are the 5 people you hang around with. You know, a lot of these thoughts and stuff that you have are going to manifest themselves. And I kind of thought that was some hippie shit, to be honest with you, to some degree. I mean, obviously I believed it to some degree, but everybody I hear complain in the Facebook groups are always the same people, always the people doing bad and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes I just wonder if if that's just stuff that they bring on by themselves, whether it's, you know, the way they operate their truck or whatever. And even if they are operating their truck really good, sometimes you put shit out in the universe and that shit comes back on you. No matter how good you are at whatever, you keep putting that out there, you know, sometimes that's going to come back on you. So I'm just going to say, for you guys that are just coming into this, if you're either thinking about getting into truck, even if you are in trucking, think about some of this stuff and try to avoid it at all costs. I mean, it is very easy to get in these, you know, circle jerks of complaining and things like that, and things aren't going good and things, you know, whatever it is. And, you know, I'm any of that kind of stuff. And like I've said before, you've never complained yourself out of a situation. And I think that complaining without any action is not going to be any good. I would respect somebody more if they complain about something, then they quit and at least try something else, more than I would just seeing somebody complain over, like, you know, 12 months and have nothing change at all. So you know, a lot of the things I see people complain about, I look at from, you know, for a while I could only see it personally. So I'd look at it and I'd be like, well, I'm not seeing that. Well, now I can see it a little bit more 3-dimensionally, because there's 3 trucks out there and I can kind of see how they're all operating. And that allows me to be a better driver, because I either see stuff that somebody might be doing that I could say would be, you know, maybe I ought to try that, or, you know what, I wouldn't do it that way, but, you know, whatever. But I'm not seeing a lot of the stuff that people are saying, and I'm not saying that, you know, the power of persuasion is all that it is, but I think you can. It happened a lot in the car business, probably more than any of the businesses, just because misery loves company. And anybody having a bad month, all they want to do is talk about it and bring somebody else down, and that. And I kind of look at some of the stuff I see on Facebook as being like that. Not saying that Facebook isn't valuable. The problem is with Facebook, it's like going out and fucking mining diamonds. You got to go through a lot of bullshit to find a good nugget out there. Or gem, should I say. And I think if people use Facebook as a resource, they're going to gain, there is potential to learn something from it. But having a bunch of people complaining about the same old shit without, I mean, just quit. I mean, I respect the hell out of somebody that quits, because that means they're taking action. One thing, and I'm about to wrap this shit up, but one thing I've always said, whether I was in, manager in the mortgage business, or people call me now and ask me, kind of tell me what their situation is and if I have any advice, one thing I've always said, regardless of anything, is if I'm in a slump, whether it's temporary or it's been a while, I'm not going to keep doing the same thing over and over again, even if I believe it's the right thing. So if I'm accepting every load, I'm going to start turning down some loads. If I'm running long loads, I'm going to start running short loads. If I'm, delivering with no time on my clock, I'm going to start delivering with time on my clock, and vice versa. I'm going to change up something about my routine other than keeping it going the same exact way. But I'm not certainly going to be complaining over and over and over again. I'm not going to be asking anybody how they're doing. I might have these conversations with people that I know, but that's not because we're, trying to, pick each other's brain. I'm not asking anybody how much they're making or not making, because somehow that's going to translate to me, because I don't think that way. And as I mentioned before, I would personally, and this could be car sales, mortgage, whatever, I would be embarrassed asking somebody what they're doing or how much money they're making, or however you want to put it, because I'm trying to pattern myself after what they're doing, or limit myself to what they're doing. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell a good story about this, because I potentially could have been somebody that limited somebody. There's a YouTube channel by the name of Smoking and Grilling with AB. And I had a barbecue cooking channel at the time, probably, not a huge channel, 35, 40,000 subscribers, maybe a little bit more. It was right before I ended up shutting down and getting into trucking. And he reached out to me and he's like, hey, I really like your channel, all this kind of stuff. I'm just new. Do you have any advice? Whatever. We started talking about things, and he was telling me what his goals were. And in my mind, I'm thinking, those are some pretty strong goals. They might be a little bit, ambitious, but I didn't really want to say that. But I thought he was really talking crazy. He was like, he might have had 5,000-10,000 subscribers at the time. Not even 10, excuse me. It was around 5. I want to have 100,000 subscribers within a year and all this kind of stuff. He was telling me everything he was going to be doing. I'm going to be going to all these little YouTube conferences. I'm going to start taking classes on how to film better, take pictures better, all this stuff. And I'm just sitting here, because my mind, I was thinking, or my philosophy was, I'm just going to kill you with content. If somebody else was doing one video a week, their one video might be a little bit better quality, but I would be pumping out so many that I'm just going to overwhelm you with that. And he took it the opposite way, and I was just like, okay. If you look at his channel now, 2.3 million subscribers. I damn near need to set an appointment to talk to him on the phone. I'm just joking, but TV spots, making millions of dollars off of YouTube, opened up a restaurant. I think it's out in, haven't had a chance to go there, but out kind of near San Bernardino and all that, out there in California. And I throw my limiting beliefs on him in terms of, man, you ain't gonna be able to get no 100,000, because I'd already been in about, forget how long I'd been in doing it. But if I'd have just been like, or if he would have said, how much money are you making, all that kind of stuff, I could tell him. And then he might set his standards so low that he wouldn't be able to get where he was getting. Now, he's not that type of person, but I can see that happening to people. So never limit yourself based on what people are saying they're making or any of that kind of stuff, because clearly I would have been given the wrong advice in limiting him in that. And that's not the only time I've done it, or I thought somebody didn't have the potential to get where they were going to get. So enough about that. I do appreciate you stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Oh man, we're getting up here like Jamal Wilkes here. Got that afro coming. You youngins may not know Jamal Wilkes, but this is about a Jamal Wilkes size afro right here. Comment, subscribe. I'm out.